All right, so we have orphaned. Okay, we have poised. And we have the tribe. Right. So some of you guys are coming out of depression. You know, you're coming out of stage where you felt like you were misunderstood, where you felt like you were abandoned. You know, whether it be your emotions, your feelings, what you're saying to the person that you're in a relationship with, or the person that you're not in a relationship with, doesn't matter. But single or coupled, it's like you're coming out of, for some of you, you're coming out of the feeling of abandonment. You know, you're working on your emotional issues. And that's where the confidence is coming in. That's the transmutation. That's the change, right? So that's where the confidence comes in. You feel confident, you know, you're being optimistic. You know, you're willing to, you know, be the leader that you are, okay? But also be willing to follow someone's lead. You're understanding that for those of you in a relationship, there could have been some imbalance, and you're all about balance, Libra, right? With the scales, okay? There could have been some imbalance, but at the end of the day, there's a change coming, all right? What connects you and this other person together is it's destiny. It's a fated, it's a fated, it's a fated connection. It's a fated, you know, love connection. It's a fated relationship. At the end of the day, whether it's karmic, whether it's divine or twin flame, it doesn't matter. This is destiny. You guys are destined to be with one another for whatever the reason may be. Because if it's karmic, then you're in each other's life for a certain reason. You're in there to, you know, close out a lesson from a past life, learn a lesson that you didn't learn in the past life, but the person teaches you the lesson, vice versa, you move on. But you're still soulmates because your soul recognizes one another, come from the same soul tribe. Okay? That juice is really good. Sorry for smacking in your ear. All right. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's get into the tarot reading, please. Now, let's put out the cards first. And then we're going to go over them after. What is the current situation, Libra? Page of Swords. This is your energy right here. What's your challenge? You're the Sun. How do you overcome the challenge? You have the Knight of Swords. I like that. You go from the page to the Knight. Growth. What lessons do you need to learn from one another is the Three of Wands. How they feel about you is the Nine of Wands. You're a fighter. And the outcome, we have the Two of Pentacles. Balance, you guys. All about balance. So, current situation, we have the Page of Swords. So right now, you know, you're expressing yourself because this is representative of an air sign. Clearly, Libra, you are an air sign. So this kid, I just threw my damn self off. Anyway, with the Page of Swords, you're being honest with yourself. You are being clear. You know, some of you guys need answers. So it's kind of like going to the other person and letting them know, asking the questions, getting the answers that you need, because right now you feel like there's no clarity. Okay. Those of you who are single, it's all about being honest with yourself. You need the clarity when it comes to the people who are coming towards you. All right. Because you do have energy coming in towards you. So the next person who comes to you that shows interest, that you feel like there's a connection, make sure that you're honest with how you feel. Make sure you're honest with yourself on how you feel about the other person. You're honest with the other person. You get your answers. You know, the Page of Swords, is curious. They want to know how things work. They want to know how people work. They want to know how, you know, the other person work. Like they're very curious, but they're also intellectual. It's like, you know, having a good conversation and looking at things from a fresh and brand new perspective. So some of you guys are doing that, and that's how you are expressing yourself from a new perspective. Okay. The whole theme of these readings for the second half I'm getting is introspection and really looking at things from a new perspective. Like over the next course of the next few months, we're going to get a lot of that with the transformations and people awakening and their souls awakening, and it's the synchronicity. Like it's all like things are starting to. I saw it last year, like towards the end of last year. It's like that energy started to rev up, and it's like a train. It's like that, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna. Okay, I was really gonna go through the sound effects of a train. Anyway, Libra. For your challenge, we have the sun. So some of you guys, your challenge is getting clarity. And that's what I said, finding that clarity, getting the answers. Some of you guys, it's like you're feeling like there's secrets. You feel like there's things that you don't know. I'm talking about the people who are in a relationship. Okay. For others, those of you who are not in a relationship, you know, it's your challenge right now is your energy. You know, it's the sun gives us energy, you know. So it's just like some of you guys, you kind of need to not get out of a rut, but it's just like be active, you know, go out, go to the gym, but take care of yourself, take care of your body, because that's what's going to kind of give you that revitalization, that, you know, that elixir of life, right? Okay, anyway, the action to take to overcome the challenge, you have the Knight of Swords. So this is growth. This is growth. This is, you know, not really thinking all that too much, not really thinking too much about it, but just going after it, you know, going after the answers, going after what it is that you're needing from the other person, and also going after what it is that you need for yourself, because this is all about self too. All right. Love readings, yes, it's about relationships and another person and people coming in and so on and so forth. But it's also about self-love too. Okay. And I know that's boring for some people because they want the la la land and stuff, but we don't live in never never land, unfortunately. So it's what it is. And this is beautiful because this is on a spiritual level, right? So being honest with yourself. You know you need to get out of the funk or the rut, or you know you need to get out and socialize, or you know, kind of like get your light back, you know, get your spark back. You know, that's where your challenge is. It's like you feel like you lost your spark. So it's just like you need to get the clarity within yourself and with the person that you're with. If you are in a relationship, like, you know, like get that mojo back, right? The lessons you guys can learn from one another is having confidence that things are going to work out the way you want and need them to. How this person feels about you, you're a fighter. When you feel that something is right for you, when you feel like you want to stand up for something, when it comes to love and your emotions and your feelings, you go hard and you do not stop until your point gets across. Okay? Okay? Like I have an older sister who's a Libra. And I have friends who are Libras. And when I say, like, I'm not even to be like stereotypical here, because we all know like the scales, justice, and all of that. But there's a lot of Libras that could just, you guys should have just been lawyers, you know? You want to argue a point so damn hard? Go in the courtroom for that. All right? Not judging you. Okay? Judgment free zone. Anyway, at the end of the day, yeah, that's how they see you. You're a fighter. You stick by what you believe in. You know, you could go through it. You could have been through it as far as your relationships, no matter what you've been through, no matter, you know, what got you down, you pick yourself back up. All right. They like that about you. Your outcome is finding a balance. For those of you who are not in a relationship, it's all about, you know, your work and your social life balance, your work and your love life balance. Same thing with the couples. It's like you need to find a balance. If things feel out of balance, and that's what I said earlier, but if things feel out of balance, then you need to establish that balance. You need to bring energy into the relationship, get your clarity that you need, for those of you who need it. let's go ahead, because I'm like, damn, I'm about to wrap up this reading, but I'm like, I didn't even bust out the clarifiers. Let's go ahead and clarify. All right. Okay. Clarifying the Page of Swords is the Knight of Cups. Clarifying the Sun, we have the Nine of Cups. Clarifying the Knight of Swords, we have the Eight of Swords. Clarifying the Three of Wands, we have the Moon. Clarifying the Nine of Wands, we have the High Priestess. And clarifying the Two of Pentacles, we have the Magician. You guys are with a soulmate, and I'm only saying this because we have the Magician and the High Priestess, okay? The Yin and the Yang, right? Then we have the Moon, and we have the Sun, the Yin and the Yang. This and this. You see that? That's soulmate. You see that? That's fate. That's destiny. If you're in a relationship, you are destined to be with this person. Ups and downs. Relationships has their ups and downs. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's who you are after that down happens. After things fall and after you feel like things crumble, what happens after that? I like it. I like it a lot. That's beautiful. Right. So, Page of Swords, clarifying that we have the Knight of Cups. So, some of you guys have people coming into you. Like I said, you have energy coming into you, Libra. You have, somebody who's feeling you, somebody who's liking you. If you're not in a relationship being like, well, shit, nobody's coming up to me now. It's coming. All right? It's coming. Sorry. Remnants of the cold that I just got over. But anyway, it's still coming. And this person is going to express how they feel about you. And they're going to be honest with you. They're not going to be full of shit. Okay? They're going to come to you like, hey, listen, I know what you've been through, or I'm feeling you. I've been through some stuff. At the end of the day, I'm not looking for games. I'm not looking for, immaturity, whatever the case may be, but they put it all out on the line for you. All right. Your challenge, we have the Sun, clarifying that is the Nine of Cups. Okay. So it's kind of like you guys are like in your head a little bit too much. You guys might be overthinking things, over evaluating things, getting in your own way. You're getting in your own way. Don't get in your own way when it comes to either the person coming in or the person you're in a relationship with who expresses themselves to you. Okay? Because you're blocking your wishes. You're blocking your dreams coming true here. So don't cluster, excuse my French, but don't clusterfuck yourself. Really. Really don't. Don't do it. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Don't sabotage the relationship, because it's something where it's just like it's going too good. The energies are just too strong. The connection is too, when you have a real soul connection with someone, that energy can become toxic. And I speak from experience because it's strong. And this is like a soulmate that it's I don't even go into twin flame, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like it's been oversaturated. Do your research on that, on your own, Google, what have you. There's a lot of YouTube videos on it if you were interested in looking at that. But either way, at the end of the day, when you have that strong connection, or you come from literally like it's beautiful. And sometimes it's so beautiful and it's so good that we kind of step back. We're kind of like, like it really, like, we kind of go back to our old habits, or maybe we might reach out to somebody we dealt with in the past. And it's not to really do anything with bad intentions. It's more or less like you need a reminder of why this person is here. And you know this. And it's going to come to you like a freaking epiphany. So get out of your mind. This is the action you need to take. Get out of your mind. Be honest with yourself. You know, understand and see that this is clear. The relationship that you have here is clear, you know, and do it fast. If you're tied up in your mind, get out of it and do it fast. Be swift like the night, flying on air. His feet doesn't even touch the ground. Okay. So what you guys can learn from one another. With the Three of Wands, we have the moon clarifying the Three of Wands. To be fearless. You guys can learn fearlessness from one another. You guys can draw on each other's energy. You guys can draw on each other's strength because of your connection. Because of the soul that was split in two, creating that flame. I like to call it divine partnership, okay? So that's what we're going to call it for the rest of this reading. But that's where that divine partnership comes from, is like you guys are connected intuitively as well. Like you think about this person and they reach out to you. Like you get a text from them right away. Okay? How they see you, how they feel about you. You know, like we said, you guys stand by what you believe in. When you're passionate about something, you're a fighter. You stick in there. It's because you're able to see things from a deeper level. It's like otherworldly level. Like they understand that you have intuition. Your intuition is it's like they see that your intuition is reliable. Okay, whatever you feel intuitively, like they know you're going to stick to whatever that feeling is until you get the answer that you need. Okay, you win that debate. No, sir. And then lastly, we have the Magician clarifying the Two of Pentacles. So it's just like there is balance. There is a balance that is established. This is a person that you manifested. For those of you who are single, you manifested this person into your life, whether you know it or whether you don't know it. But I have a very deep feeling that you do know that. Okay, this person balances you out. They ground you. It's like you guys have a good communication. You guys have a good connection. Like this is really a beautiful reading, you guys. You guys could be dealing with a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. That's there. It could be a Leo. It could be a Gemini or a Virgo. It could be a Capricorn, because this is Capricorn and Jupiter with the Two of Pentacles. It could be any earth sign. It's all the elements are here. Earth, air, fire, water. It could be anyone. But ultimately, this is a very beautiful reading. And you guys have been getting that soulmate thing for the last couple of readings. And I do remember. And whatever you got, throw that energy my way. Comment below. Please, comment below. I want to know how this resonates with people. I want to know if you feel like you are with your soulmate, your divine partner. You know, I want to know, you know, what you're up now. I want to know what you're up to. No, but I just want to know how you feel with your connections that you've had in the past, maybe with a past relationship, or your optimism about what's to come to you. If you're in a relationship, if you feel like this is your soulmate, you know, like, damn, I hope the mic wasn't messed up the whole time. But yeah, like, please comment below. Like, whoever's watching this video, I know some people don't like to comment, and that's cool. I'm not offended whatsoever. I get it. But like, comment below and let me know if this resonates with you. Please. Okay. So Libra, please like, subscribe,